YouTube. Recently, I got a chance to shoot some figure skating with the Nikon Z8 and 70 to 200mm lens, and in this video, I'm going to tell you all about my experience. Now, I'm always on the lookout for new sports to shoot, so when the York University Figure Skating Club did a demo at a hockey game I was covering, of course I kept shooting, and then afterwards, I made a point of talking to the skater to find out all about the opportunities to cover the club and, figure skating in general. Now, that led to the chance to shoot a practice session, and from there, I learned that the next big event to shoot was the Ontario University Athletics Figure Skating Championships, which were held earlier this month in downtown Toronto at the Mattamy Centre, hosted by Toronto Metropolitan University. It took a little bit of effort to track down the right person to talk to, but before long, I'd secured myself a media pass, and I was good to go. Now, one of the nice things about photographing figure skating is you can often shoot from the team bench areas. At a hockey game, that's where the players sit, but in figure skating, that area is generally open, and that's great because it means you can shoot with no scuffed up arena glass in the way. Believe me, it makes a difference. Now let's talk about the shooting experience. I started with settings similar to what I use for hockey, which is ISO 3200, wide open at f2.8, and because the figure skaters perform super fast spins and jumps, I increased my shutter speed to 1/1600th of a second, and I also doubled the frame rate to 20 frames per second, which is a lot faster than I normally shoot. Now, even shooting 20 frames a second, my memory cards had no trouble keeping up, and there were no buffering problems at all. The faster frame rate meant I captured a lot more of the skaters doing their spins, but that also meant that by the time I was done, I'd pretty much filled up my memory cards with over 3,500 shots. It was the right decision for this particular sport, but I sure had a lot of images to go through. Now, you'll recall from some of my other videos that the Z8 offers several different autofocus modes, and figure skating presented an opportunity to experiment with different ones. I did mainly use my favorite setting, which is wide area S, for the couples events, but I decided to mainly try 3D tracking for the individual events. Now, a couple videos ago, I mentioned that I felt that 3D tracking was not the best option for sports because it seemed to be more suited to capturing predictable action, right? Like subjects moving in a straight line, that sort of thing. Now, with figure skating, even though the skaters are moving quickly, they are moving in somewhat predictable lines, so I figured, okay, let's try 3D tracking and see how I do. Now, the way the manual describes the 3D tracking mode is, you position your focus point over your subject and then start tracking by pressing the back button focus button, assuming you're using back button focus. And if you lose track of your subject, you have to recompose and reacquire that subject. That did happen a lot as I was shooting, and as a result, it felt like using 3D tracking did take a lot more work, and I had to really pay attention. But I did get some nice captures using that mode. I also missed a lot of shots. In fact, I'd say my hit rate was about 50%. Now, part of that might have been that it wasn't the best focus mode for what I was shooting, and I think part of that probably was I simply haven't got good at using that focus mode yet. I think with further shooting, I'll be able to improve my results. Now, one thing I did notice was that the camera in 3D tracking mode did struggle a bit, especially in busy environments, and in several cases logged on the advertising signage instead of the skater. Now, it can be tough to correct that in time, as the figure skaters are moving and jumping and spinning so quickly. Now, all that said, I'm happy I had the opportunity to really try 3D tracking with the Z8, and I did get some nice results in the end. So, my plan is to shoot more figure skating next season, keep experimenting, keep practicing, and we'll see if I can't improve on my results next time around. In the meantime, I hope you found my experience useful, and I wish you happy shooting.